this is Nisita from Book Tidbits. Today we will be starting our first book summary, which is Dead Surf Coal by Sourabh Mukherjee. And I have my grateful companion with me whom he has not read the book or has not listened to the audiobooks of this particular book. He will be listening the whole story from me, and I hope you guys enjoy the book as well.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Let's hope for the best. Now I can continue.
So, this book has been on my list for quite some time. I have wanted to read this book because it has a summary, not quite a collection of a few books, which few stories for Indian female killers. So, I just wanted to check it out. I myself have been uh, deep diving in lot of true crime stories, specifically for the world of serial killers. I used to listen to serial killer stories. Like, I used to eat that thing up day in day out every time.
Totally.
And right now I just wanted to check how our Indian authors and how the Indian stories are. They are no, I haven't touched them a lot, so I wanted to check this out. And since the book came to me, I on one of the few suggestions from my friends as well as from, so I checked it out. And I don't have any particular knowledge about the author or any details about it, but from what I have gathered, he is a very spectacular person and his books are very great. And he has won many prizes, and his main are to the crime fictions and the thriller genres. So about the author Sourabh Mukherjee, he is an Indian author, and we are focusing on Indian authors for now. So his main works are mostly on the crime fiction and thriller genre, which I have seen and I have checked out. So starting with the story, when I first heard about the story, it was about a few stories of Indian female killers. So when I checked it out, the beginning of the book, there was a few quotes. Went to a criminal psychologist. His name is Professor Divakar Dutt, and the author went to him and he took the criminal psychological content from him. He took the story from him. He actually had a neatly compiled set of all the stories. So he took the compilation and he made it for us, available for us, for everyone to read and get knowledge about this. So on the starting, they had a few conversations about how the difference is between the men and the woman killer. So even in many parts of the world, I can see that most of the killers, those are only men, and female killers or female serial killers, they are very least known and the number are very less. So, if I guess it, along with the statistics which is provided in the book, the person told that women and men, they do kill. They have their both common grounds, but women kill people that are close to them, and they know them for quite a while,
Oh
and they
no.
plan very meticulously.
Oh.
And since it's to me, if I check it out, if someone is planning it meticulously and someone knows that person, then hiding it won't be a big deal if I am planning it for long. So, but for men, when you check it out, sometimes it is just driven by violence, and sometimes it includes sadism, and sometimes to give show off that they have more power. I have seen a lot of men like Ted Bundy, and just name a few famous serial killers. So just example of Ted Bundy, he just likes showing power to the woman. So that's how men are likely to kill, for sex, sadism, and violence. That's what the author quoted. And women kill mostly for money or to protect their own reputation and integrity, sometimes to hide illicit relationships or to get out of it. But the common thing is the lust and the greed. So sometimes when men kill, usually right out because of the, just to show that they have the power or egoistic, they literally goes to the police and they'll be like, I did this and I have the power. If you want, some people get off on that. Some killers really get off on things like, I have the power. If you want the information from me, I can give you the information, but you have to cater towards my need. I want this, and if you give me this, then I'll give you the information of where the body is or where the clues are hidden.
Sounds like Ted Bundy.
Yes, some of the killers do that. So let's start with the first chapter. The first chapter is named as His Last Cry, and to me, I think it is very much the PG-13 version of the whole story, because His Last Cry sounds like
The first cry?
sounds like it's a breakup story where he will be like, oh, okay, we are breaking up and that's it, like that type. But when I go into the story, it's sadistic, and I myself am scared about how unhinged the story became. So the story starts in a small city or place in West Bengal, and it revolves around Nirupam, Mawa, and Sujit. Mawa is 28 years old. She is a female, and Nirupam, he is 36 years old. He
So
is,
three characters in the story, right?
yes, and there is one more character. His name is Babua.
Okay.
So Mawa and Nirupam, they are husband and wife.
Okay.
And actually, Mawa used to be in a relationship with Sujit for 6 years. They have known each other for 6 years.
Okay.
And they were together since their college age. And Sujit was always with Mawa, and his parents, Mawa's parents, also know about Sujit.
Huh? Why did they break up? But
Yeah, because Sujit is not of the upper class family, or he is not the one who earns a lot. He used to do odd jobs here and there, and his
Okay.
income is not that good. So, considering a typical Indian
Makes
society, Mawa gets married to Nirupam, and he is 36 years old, and he is the epitome of middle class rich. If you say that he's not that rich but enough to be living a humble life.
Okay.
He is from Bangladesh, and he has his own travel agency company.
Oh, big bucks.
So yeah, so his family, he is like the old typical, a bit setback mindset.
Okay.
So they don't drink, and to Mawas, as far as she has explained, because Nirupam is not right now with us to tell how he was and what the details is, and the story did not do justice on about Nirupam's whereabouts and his born and brought up, everything. The details were not included in it. But as far as I can gather from Mawa, he is the type of person who doesn't drink, who doesn't go out a lot.
Oh no.
But they, from people's point of view and from Babua's point of view, they are happy couple. They just married a year ago, and they are happy. They have their fights here and there, but they are happy. Even on the social life like Instagram, Facebooks, they have I don't think Instagram was there at that time, but I think in Facebook they had stories put up about how Nirupam loved Mawa so much, and he would do anything for Mawa to be happy.
Okay.
So this story is seen by Sujit as well. And it was on they celebrated it on someone's birthday. I think it was for Mawa's birthday. So they
Okay.
went on a family trip and they were celebrating it. And so, Nirupam was confessing how he wants to keep Mawa happy and how much he loves her and everything on the story. So if I can see that Mawa, she has her husband's house is there, and then her family house, that's, I think that's not much far, they are like close, not a state you need to cross a state, not that, like that type of situation. So she visits her family home like regularly. She lost touch with Sujit, but one day when she was about to leave at evening, she saw Sujit, and since they grew up together, and Sujit was one of the few people whom Mawa feels comfortable being herself around. And Sujit used to bring her vodka and drinks for her to at evening or late night for her to chill and enjoy. For Mawa, that was the definition for chilling and enjoying.
Sure, when they were in relationship,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
So when Sujit came after Mawa is married, Sujit is also married at this point.
Oh no.
And Sujit came and Mawa saw Sujit and they started catching up, and she was like, come at evening, bring a bottle of vodka.
Oh my
It
God.
will be like same old days.
Perfect recipe for disaster.
Yeah. So they meet up at evening and he brought the drink, and that's when the extramarital affair starts. And they started brewing up this relationship which ignited from previous past experience, and they continued on with it. So on the first day when Sujit brought the alcohol with drank the alcohol with Mawa, when Mawa came back to Nirupam's, Nirupam was like, why are you so late? And that was a point where I was standing Mawa with like, yay, girl power, women empowerment. But then the thing was, she said that why can't I be late? It is my home as well as yours home. So that was the point when I was like, okay, strong female character, I like her. But then after that, it set me off with the word she said. She said to Nirupam that you think that my everyone should be like your family, who doesn't drink or who doesn't do anything. We are not like that type of people. We know how to enjoy, like that type.
Oh, no.
She was cussing him out, and he was like, you were alone drinking or not? And she said that she made up with Sujit, and he was like, you made up with a guy, you drank with a guy. And she literally went heads on him, and she told him that now you are not trusting me, now you are questioning me, like literally gaslighting him.
Of course.
And Nirupam, I feel sorry for him. He did not ask anything that big of a concern to anybody. He just was concerned on why his wife was late and why she was drunk at that late at night. So I can see some of the family issue starting from there. And then the story continues on with Mawa and Sujit having their affairs, and continuously going behind Nirupam's back. And it's a small town, and everyone will know who is doing what. So word got around, and Nirupam got the story from his friends or whoever told him. And he actually, kudos to him, he did not go to Mawa, he did not fight with her, he just went to Sujit. Sujit was in a bar getting drunk. He went to Sujit's home, and they told him that he must be at the bar. So he went to the bar, and Sujit was with his friends.
Okay.
He took Sujit aside, and he told him that I know what you are doing with my wife, so just stay back, don't do it anymore, stop the relationship. That's what he said in summary. Sujit did not say anything at the time, he just kept quiet, and the story ended over there about the bar meetup and everything. So when Nirupam left, Sujit directly called Mawa, and Mawa was like, on that call, she was like, "You missed me this much that you called me just after a few hours of us meeting." And Sujit was like, "Nirupam caught us, Nirupam know about it, and we won't be able to do this anymore." But Mawa, she had another plans. She is like, "I have enough money on the joint account with her and Nirupam's joint account, enough money that I could buy anyone to kill Nirupam."
Oh my god.
That's when it started.
It's like
She
Nirupam
started
is-
planning it. I think that's when she started planning it. But then one day Mawa came back. That is the day it was specifically mentioned on the book as well. It was the 3rd May of 2017. It was afternoon. Mawa came back. Mawa actually, she is brilliant. She works at a government municipal office.
Oh my god.
That's brilliant for being an Indian. Even if she is having a concoction of this killing, I want to kill my husband idea, but then she is brilliant for someone to be in a government office at this day and age. She came back from the office, and she have been getting regular complaints about her irregularity in the attendance, in her attendance. But even though, even till then, she was not afraid of getting her bad views from her colleagues or from her boss.
Okay.
She just came back saying she was sick. She came back in the afternoon, and she told Sujit to meet her up,
Okay.
not somewhere else, not in a hotel or not anywhere else.
Of course,
but
a bar.
of course, no, not in the bar. They made at her and Nirupam's house.
Oh my
The
god.
audacity. So Sujit came, and they did the nasty, and after doing it, Sujit was ready for a second round. But then Mahua she had other plans. She was like, "I need you to kill Nirupam."
Just like that?
Yeah, at that time,
Just kill him?
yeah, at that time, Sujit was a bit taken aback, because the last time he heard about this killing Nirupam's idea, she was telling that she'll be hiring someone. Now it is, "You kill him for me."
Oh my god.
So Sujit was like, "Why?" And the word she used was, "Why would I hire someone when I have my tiger with me?"
My god.
It was so cringe.
Is it?
And the audacity and the unhinged part of her saying that while planning for her own husband's death, even if she doesn't know him that well. Let's say she doesn't know Nirupam as well as she knows Sujit, because they have been together for 6 years, and
Yeah.
Nirupam and her it's for 1 year. But considering you stay with someone for a year, you must know the in and out of how they are, how that person is. Even if it's someone who is very introverted, you get to know a bit of how that person is, and you have a kind of bond towards that person. And it's not just roommate situation, they are husband and wife.
True.
And the feeling of she was so unhinged on planning it, and she just went on saying that, "Why would I hire someone when I can when my tiger is with me?" That was so and I don't know how to explain it. It was very disturbing. So she went on, and she went on telling the plan for how to kill him and everything. And
Sujita,
yeah, that was like instant plan. She made it up in the afternoon, and she went to her family's house. So she went there, and Nirupam was, honestly, he was scared of what was happening, and he was he wanted to know whether she was fine or not. He called her multiple times. If she is not okay, he'll be there with her. And every time in every call she was like, I am fine, I'll be fine, just go home, get rest. On every call she is like, go home, I'll be fine, you don't need to come here, just go home, get rest. And when the final call happened between her and Nirupam, she took out another phone which is not registered. Whom everyone doesn't know she had that phone. She had one phone. She called it a separate phone. She called through that and she called to Sujit from that phone, and she said that he'll be there soon. He is near the location, so he will be at the house. Wait for him.
They're killing so quickly.
Yeah, it was like the plan happened. Maybe she must have been planning it for days, but to Sujit, it was like afternoon they did it, and at evening when Nirupam came back, it's chop chop slash done, bam. It was like that. So I don't know why we are laughing. It's very gruesome. So Nirupam came, and when he opened the door, he just entered it. Sujit used an iron rod to slam him on from the back, and he hit him with the rod, and he quickly closed the door. That was one of the main, I don't know, plot holes. This is a real story, but I think it's a plot hole that someone is entering and he is getting hit by an iron rod, and that person is screaming, and there might be a like few second time where the door was open ajar and someone must have heard it.
Yep.
But nobody complained and nobody heard about the screaming. So Sujit literally slammed him, closed the door, and continued on beating him. So while beating him, what he did was he literally called the woman, and they were on call.
Mama.
Yeah, she wanted to listen to his cries.
Oh my god.
And while he was beating him, when he saw that he was begging for his life, at the time he took out a knife and he stabbed him.
Oh, this is so sadistic.
And sadistic, along with that, the only the action is sadistic. Just imagine how much hatred or how much driven the person must be to
Kill him, man.
kill him, and not only with gun, stabbing someone with a knife. It seems pretty easy in movie, but as far as I have seen and heard from many stories, it's not easy at all. You need a lot of muscle power, lot of energy to stab someone at the right point, to stab multiple times.
Okay.
It's very hard, and you need to have that power or the energy or the muscle to stab someone so easily. So he did that, and along with stabbing, he took out the phone, he checked whether Mao is still on call, and he took the phone closer to Nirupam so that she will be hearing his last cry. And that was the name of the chapter, his last cry. Seeing at the name of the chapter, title of the chapter, and how sadistic the story has become, that was like my oh my god moment.
Death of Nirupama, the chapter.
And Nirupam died
Nirupama.
that day. Not Nirupama, don't make him a woman.
Another woman.
He died. And Sujit, he is also unhinged. I thought that he was just driven by the woman and he was just blindly in love, that I'll do whatever she says type. But he went there, he stabbed him, he went to the shower, he cleaned himself, he cleaned his clothes, he took there was a specific point where Maua wanted the engagement ring from Nirupam.
Okay.
She liked the engagement ring. So she told Sujit to take out the engagement ring from Nirupam. So after Nirupam is dead, he took out the engagement ring and he took a shower. He cleaned himself up. He cleaned his clothes. He went out, went to Mawa's place, and he gave her the ring.
Okay.
Then,
Sell or what?
sorry?
She need to sell the ring?
No, she just wanted the ring. I don't know why she wanted it, but she wanted it. Maybe it's one of those sadistic, token of remembrance for those serial killer. They need to have a memento for everything.
God.
Maybe it's because of that. That's what I conclude, but it was not clearly mentioned on the story. If I did a deep dive on the story, maybe I'll be able to find out the story of Nirupam, and maybe I'll be able to find out what happened whole throughout the. But on that book, this was the only information I got. And Sujit, he went to Mawa, he gave her the ring, then he went to a market and he drank over there and he hooked up with I was not sure whether it was a hooker or a hookah because it was not clear on the audiobook. And when he went there, he stayed the night, and at morning he went to Hooghly and he dipped in the Hooghly river, just as I think it is to symbolize that he has washed his sins away, kind of like that. And along with that, he threw out his yesterday's clothes, which he used for the killing. He threw out Anupam's phone and on the river. He wrapped it up in a bag and he threw it away.
Okay.
And then came the main part of Babua. Mawa is so sadistic that she told Bawa they were like friends. Mawa and Bawa, they were not that close, but they used to do dancing gigs here and there, and they have known each other for quite some time. So she called Babwa, and Babwa, Mawa, and Nirupam's their living arrangement is like Nirupam and Mawa's house is 5 minutes away from Babwa's house.
Okay, so close.
Yeah, and Babwa is the person who found Nirupam is dead.
What?
Just, yeah, because he was not supposed to be involved anywhere, but because of how sadistic Mawa is, she just need to prove her alibi that she was not in the house. So she went to her family's house. She stayed there the whole night. She stayed during the time of murder, and at morning she called Bawa and she called him and she said that I'm not able to reach Nirupam. I'm not able to contact him. I am restless. I want to know whether he's fine or not. Can you go check up on him?
Oh, Anupam is at his home, right?
Yeah. And Babwa went and he was thinking that maybe because the night before it was humid and it was in summer, hot and humid, he was not able to sleep. So he thought that maybe Nirupam might have the same issue and he might have slept in the morning, and when she called that he was not able to pick up the call, he had that thought, and even he was also half asleep when he went there. He went there, and when he opened the door, he saw that Nirupam is dead. He called the police and he contacted Mawa, and he was with Mawa for 2 weeks.
Oh,
After Nirupam's death, they were together for 2 weeks just to console her.
okay.
Like 2 days before she was captured, he had to leave because he had a dance gig or something. He had to leave because of that. And if you see in any true crime story, and even in India and also in any other state or country, you see the first question the police ask is where is the spouse, whether it's the spouse or not. They ask those. And at that time, the police had 2 3 theories. One was that it was a family dispute gone wrong. Another was a robbery gone wrong. And the third was, since he had a business, maybe he had some bad enemies or someone who wanted to destroy him because of his business. They thought that, but then when they checked upon him, the last one was crossed out, because as I have said, to me, I think Nirupam seems a bit of chill guy who is good to everyone. So that theory was crossed out. And as far as the robbery was concerned, nothing was stolen from the house, so that was crossed out as well. So the last thing is always this spouse. But I don't know in this case why the Indian police did not directly start with Moa. Maybe because she is a female, they did not start, or maybe she had an alibi that she was over at her family's house, maybe because of that. But at the end, they had to check on Mawa, and on checking on Mawa's call records, they found the regular contact of her and Sujit. So they checked on Sujit's location. Mawa had a tied alibi. They checked on Mawa's cell location. You can see where the person is specifically at which location based on the network pings, right? So they checked on Sujit's location. He was at the Nirupam's place from afternoon till late night.
Oh my God.
Just because of his cell network. And even I think, even if Maua had planned so meticulously, she had planned meticulously for herself to be out of the game, but she had not planned anything for Sujit. And I think from the get-go, Sujit is like the dog which she treats to make him like a puppet to do anything she tells him.
She is a scapegoat, man.
Yeah. So he got arrested first. Then along with that, Mawa also got arrested. That was like 2 weeks after Nirupam's dead.
That's it? Chapter 1?
Yeah.
He killed Sanapam and then he got arrested.
He got arrested, and the audacity, it's not over yet. So Sujit, as from the starting of his character, Sujit is who is a scaredy cat. When police took him in, he bashed out, he spilled out everything.
Oh my God.
And then Mawa,
Oh my
she
God,
was
again.
unhinged. She was not saying anything. She was acting like she did not do anything. She was acting like she doesn't care about anything. And when they went for a court appearance, and every reporter was angry on her, they was spewing curses at her. And that was also a point which I noted in my head. She was so chill that she calmly asked what was all the chaos about. They were spewing curses at her, and the thought of her just chilling and asking what is all the shouts and all the curses about. She went to the court, and they went there, and at first she was acting like she does not care at all. But then on the second appearance, she knew that the police has uncovered everything, just because there was no visual alibi, so they had to go for the internet and the cell phone records.
Okay.
And everything was uncovered. So as you have told, Sujit is the scapegoat. She went on saying that she will be the key witness, and she wants Sujit hanged because he killed her husband. But then the police were quick on it, and they said that she can't do that. She can't be the key witness because she is the key murderer. She is the one who plotted everything. And yeah, and everything was, they were charged with a lot of things. Along with the murder charges, they were charged with disposing of the evidences, not cooperating with police. Those were charged. But on the sad side of the story, Nirupam's family, they were upset, and they were not hoping for anything less than Maua to be hanged.
Yeah, proper trial.
Yeah, but they did not got their what they wanted, and she was just charged with those, and she had to stay in prison. That's it. That's the story. That's the first story. And seeing about how the psychology of someone who just plans on escaping for herself, but not planned on the aftermath. That was such unhinged. And seeing that, I don't think that someone should, for just for an illicit affair, that
Very got discredited so quickly.
that's it. That's the first chapter. I hope you guys liked it, and I hope you understood the story. So next chapter will be about I think it's about a teacher and a student.
Acha, it's short stories, right?
Yeah, it's short, and it's a compilation of 6-7 stories. It is a real story, so it is a true crime based. I was planning on doing a fictional story, but then since just one on my list, this book was on my list for like 5-6 months, I think. So I just wanted to dive on it. So let's hope for the best, and let's hope that the next chapter will be a little bit more PG-13 instead of being unhinged. And I left out so many details on the book. The book went deep dived on how they did the nasty and everything. So that's it. Thank you, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye.